Black women over 40, look at you. You made it. Let's talk about it. Do you ever sit back and think about the things you may have prayed for, dreamed for, wished for, all the things, and you like, wow, I have it. Like, I look at myself and be like, damn, Kelly, you made it. And you got the song of Tiana playing in the background. Baby girl, you made it, you made it. You did it. You know, success looks different for everyone. We all want $1 million. We all want to be billionaires, millionaires, trillion, all the things. But at the end of the day, what does it take for you to be comfortable and be like this? And it's okay to keep going and scaling up. But what would it take for you to be like right here? And then whatever you get after that is just like, extra. For your cup to be full, you know? And you sit back and think about all things that you wanted to do. Like I sit back and think about all the things that I wanted to do and how I put my best foot forward. If it was getting degrees, if it was getting jobs, if it was getting cars and homes and investments and things like that and assets, whatever, I sit back and look at, wow, don't ever say you can't do something. Don't ever sit back and say what you can't do. But in this conversation, let me give it to you right here before I get too far off because I will run my mouth. We're going to be talking about honoring your journey, releasing your comparison, and stepping into gratitude and grace. Yes, your girl has all her notes today. She put it in her phone because I wanted to make sure I don't miss nothing. I don't miss nothing. But I just want to have like a moment of reflection where we can actually sit back and say, wow, I did do the damn thing. I did sit back and, had these children and made this beautiful family and whatever that might look for you. Because everybody don't want degrees. You don't need degrees. Those are all choices. Those are different paths you can take in life. And as we're moving on into this world that we're living in now, it's so much more that you can do to live. People, we're going back into the trade world. Not the trade left or anything like that, but now it's becoming popular again. Before it was like, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. But we back into that arena again. Now it's like over here getting certificates. It's not even about getting degrees. It's about doing other things and having that good knowledge so they can know that you can actually do the job. Things are changing. So honoring your journey, what does that look like? Looking at all the growth through your struggles. I can sit back. I'm going to tell you mine, and I want you to sit back and reflect. I remember when I got my bachelor's degree, it took me forever to get that thing. When I tell you forever, I probably went to 2 or 3 schools, transferring, moving credits, moving them and moving them and moving them some more. Because I felt, I don't know what was in my brain. I felt that moving from school to school would make it easier. But what it did was made it harder. So when I got to my last place, the university I graduated from, I just was so ecstatic. And I think about my last year. I was pregnant with my youngest daughter. But meanwhile, I was going at night. I was working a full-time job. I was going to school at night. My mom would watch my daughter, my oldest daughter. And then like I said, I was pregnant. I was 30 years old. Meanwhile, I felt I felt like I was pretty young. I didn't feel old going to school at all because I was going at night and it was it was adult school. I went to College of New Rochelle for any of those who know that school up in New York. First, I went to Mercy. Was it Mercy? Yeah, Mercy. Then I transferred from Mercy to somewhere else, and that didn't work out. So then I transferred to College of New Rochelle. I don't know, or did College of New Rochelle get taken over? Oh yeah, it was Mercy first. I went to Mercy, and then I transferred over to somewhere. Then I wound up transferring over to College of New Rochelle. Stayed there. College of New Rochelle wound up getting bought out by Mercy. So full circle back to freaking Mercy, because I still get College of New Rochelle like alumni emails, but they're sent via Mercy. So for those of you who know those two, one was a college, one was a university. That's where I got my undergrad. So I think about how I went through all of that going to school and I was pregnant. And I remember when I had her in January. And when I took a break, I still handed in my schoolwork. It was like a winter break. So that was like Christmas time to New Year's. I told myself I'm due January 20, I was due January 20, I think 7th or something like that. Whenever Michael Jordan's birthday is, I think that's when it was February something I was due, but I wound up having her in January. They were like, just do your work, hand it in when you can, and get back when you can. Baby, once I had her and I was able to get my ducks in a row, and I used to have these bad spasms. I would get in the chair and get stuck. Once I got myself together, I went back to school and finished up because I couldn't do it online. They didn't have that option. And I just finished up and I graduated that May. We had our graduation at Radio City Music Hall. That is so iconic. I never forget my mom, me and my daughter, she walked me going across the stage. They were so proud of me. So proud of me. And my daughter, I took her to the daycare because I know she couldn't, they couldn't handle her and all of that. So then that's what encouraged me to go back and get my master's. That was a more personal accomplishment because I wanted to let my youngest see me walk across the stage because she was in my pictures of my graduation with my undergrad, but I wanted her to be in my pictures for my master's because I felt like I wanted both my daughters to see their mother walk across the stage so they could sit and say, my mom did that. And she showed us the way that we can do it too. And one thing I know, I don't rush my daughters because at the end of the day, I was a late bloomer, baby, a late bloomer. But I still worked and I still did things to keep money in my pocket. But it took me a while to figure out, okay, Kelly, go back to school. That's what I had to do for me, for the things that I need to do. But everybody don't have to go to school. You don't have to. So if you can relate and you have a journey story or whatever, I think about even when I had my daughter, how hard it was and just trying to maneuver through like this. It's just like just getting through my struggles, getting through my hard times and sitting back thinking about everybody who told me I wasn't going to amount to nothing. I can sit here and I can hear those words like it was yesterday. You're never going to amount to nothing. You're never going to be anything. And I just sit back and I look at where I am now. Be proud of where you are today. Releasing the comparison. And what does that look like? Your timeline is divine. Your timeline is what's for you. We all have individual stories. Comparison is the thief of joy. Just do everything according to what you want to do. Even if you get lazy sometimes, and I don't have to use the word lazy, but if you feel like you kind of like just taking a break for a minute and you don't want to do something right now, it is okay. It is okay. And never sit and say, I'm too old. Don't ever sit and say, oh, I'm too old for that now. I ain't doing that no more. Let it to the young ones. What I'm going to do with that? Don't never put yourself down. Because if you put yourself down in one way, that energy is going to shift in another way. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm sitting here right now looking at both my degrees. I need this. You know what? This weekend, I'm going to go and get me some frames. I'm going to go get me some frames and I'm going to hang my degrees up. Let me see. If I put one right there and one right there. I must put them right there. I'm going to hang my degrees up because they're in the same envelope from years ago. My undergrad was in 2007. That's a long time. The year my daughter was born, 19 years ago. My undergrad was in 19, I think it was 19 or 18. I have to look. It was before the pandemic. I know that. I think it was 18. One of the two. But know that your timeline is different. Don't compare yourself to nobody. Focus on you and what you're trying to do. Okay? Release the comparison. And stepping into gratitude and grace. Being thankful for where you are. You know, like, wow, I did that. Sometimes we don't sit back and give ourselves enough credit and grace on where we are. Because think about it. We put the work in. I am not religious by any means. I am very spiritual. Anything that I have done, I put the work in. I'm not giving credit to nobody else but Kelly and my support system who was there for me. Because when you sit back and you look at all the hard times that you've been through and you sit back and think about the times when you didn't even want to get out of bed, but you still get out of bed to do what you have to do, that's strength from within. Strength from within. And that spirit and that this is inside of each and every one of us. I can't put it into words right now, but it's there. But just celebrating who you are now, celebrating yourself and showing yourself that you are grateful and appreciative that you even brought yourself this far. It's like you got to play two roles. You're playing yourself and you're playing the pusher. And I don't mean to push it like you know, but I mean like you pushing yourself. Sometimes you got to be your own cheerleader. You have to be your own cheerleader. You are already becoming her. You're just going to make one intentional choice at a time. That is it. And that's how you get forward and move forward. But baby girl, let me tell you something. I prayed for this. And sometimes we forget what we actually prayed for. And when we become it, we can get greedy and have a little bit of ungratefulness. And I want more, I want more, I want more, I want more. But we forget to sit in what we asked for. So, in saying all of that, if you enjoyed this good conversation, share with another Black woman over 40 and like the video, share, subscribe, hype it up. You know how to do it. And I will catch you in the next conversation. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate you.